Welcome to Talk for 30, a platform for individuals to share their life stories, passions, and journeys with us. Today I have Victoria sitting here with me. Tell everybody who you are and about your journey.
My name is Victoria Colbert. I am a seasoned photographer, and I work for Amazon. I have 3 children. I'm a South Carolina native that has lived in Georgia for over 30 years.
What inspired you to do photography?
I started a long time ago just doing the editing, and someone else was taking the pictures. And once I developed an eye for it, I just took it over and started taking pictures myself.
How did you come up with the name Victoria's Photography?
I have had a lot of battles in my life, and I feel like I've been victorious over each one of those battles. So that name just came to me to use when I went solo.
So there is a special meaning behind that name. How do you make a client feel comfortable in front of the camera, such as myself?
You talk to them and you have them to relax. And it's all about the location, about feeling comfortable with that person. You get to know them. So if you can let them loosen up and relax, the pictures flow much smoother.
I agree with that because in my business as well, I've noticed that when I make a connection with people who take my classes, it makes everything go good.
Yes.
Okay. What are some essential characteristics that you feel a photographer must possess?
Location, posing, and just having an eye. You must have angles and be able to set up things for it to complement the photo instead of just snapping a picture.
Talk for 30 is all about networking and inspiring other individuals. If there is someone that is interested in starting a photography business, what advice would you provide for them?
YouTube. Learn your equipment, learn your craft before you even get out there. Take sample photos, study it, and see what you can do to tweak it.
Starting a business is not an easy job. It's definitely a challenge. What are some challenges that you have faced?
Just being in competition. Other folks thinking that I'm in competition. So I have honored every photographer I've run across, and I've never been in competition. Everyone takes pictures differently. So if you want me, you want me. If you want someone else, you want someone else. It's just all about what you want for what you're needing the photos taken for at the time.
Right, and that's a big misconception. A lot of people think just because you do the same thing that I do, that there may be a problem.
Right.
But I disagree with that. You and I could do the same job, but you do it your way, I do it my way.
Exactly.
There's room for everyone to succeed.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't like networking and helping each other. Exactly. Have you run into any issues such as that?
Not really. We were actually led by 2 known photographers here in Augusta when I first started. And Terry Newsom.
Love
and
Terry.
Colbert Harris. Okay. They kind of took us under their wing. I used to photograph people with my ex-husband, and once I went solo, I just took it upon myself to learn everything I needed to do for it.
Okay, great answer, great answer. How important do you feel it is to have a team?
It's very important. Right now, my son, Michi's Motion, does my videography. My daughter models for me when I have to do certain things. But as far as having a team, you need to have someone in your corner that if you can call. And there are several photographers here in Augusta I could call right now if I need something, and they will help me.
That's good. That's what I call networking. I love it. I love it. Share one of your favorite memories of a photo shoot.
I was taking photos of a bride-to-be, and she almost fell into the Savannah River.
Wow.
So, yeah, that
How
was
did
fun.
that happen?
Just backing up on the dock down in Beauchette Park and wasn't paying attention and almost fell.
Okay. What about worst experiences? Have you?
Yeah, I've run into some of those people that just will not smile. They will not smile no matter what you do. You could say something that's hilarious. You could do something, they just will not smile.
I wasn't that bad.
No.
Not that bad. Okay. What are some issues that you face when booking new clients?
They need to understand that the deposit is required to hold the date. I used to do sessions without deposits, and it became an issue. They would cancel at the last moment. I travel from Athens to Augusta very frequently to take pictures, but I travel all over. So the deposit secures the date, and once that's secured, the rest of it has to be paid prior to the shoot. So once we're at the shoot, we're not talking about money because that seems to taint the atmosphere for the pictures. So
I agree. I feel that, and you share how you feel about this situation, but I feel that a lot of people don't support small business, or should I say respect, when it comes to payments.
Yes.
We have our price and our standards.
That's right.
How do you feel about that?
I have run into some people every now and then that don't want to pay what I'm asking of them. But I also, when I first started, didn't know how to rate myself properly. So it's time, it's skill, it's everything that you have to take into accountability when you're doing this stuff. If you don't, then you will short yourself. And if you go too low, then they'll think it's low quality. You go too high, they'll think it's not worth it. So you got to just pay attention to the area and what's going on and go from there.
We're going to kind of change the subject up a little bit. I know life has its challenging moments and obstacles, and I know one of the worst things a mother can go through is the loss of her child.
Yes.
Would you like to share about Calvin?
My son Calvin Cunningham drowned in the Augusta Canal May 26, 2013. When he entered a room, he lit up the area. He had a beautiful smile, beautiful personality. He was just, people were drawn to him. That was one of the most devastating things that my family has ever had to go through. But I know now, after 10 years, I'm dealing with it so much better because I know he's in God's hands. So it's good.
And what have you been doing to cope with the death of him?
I never stop talking about him. If someone asks me if I have, how many children I have 3. And I tell them I have 1 that's in heaven and I have 2 that's right here with me.
That's right.
So I never stop talking about him. And I will never stop talking about him.
That's right. That's right. What are some things that you would like for a person and our viewers to know that never had the opportunity to meet Calvin about him?
His smile was infectious. He loved football. He loved dancing, even though he could not dance a lick. He was a little jokester. So if you ever had someone that would lick their finger and stick it in your ear, he's one of those. My daughter right now will not eat mayonnaise because of him. He took mayonnaise and wiped it on her face, and she refuses to eat mayonnaise right now because of that. But he was just one of those all-around happy kids when he was allowed to be happy. So I miss him so much. So that's why talking about him keeps him there. And he looked just like me. So it's hard to look in a mirror every day and not think about my baby.
Oh, yeah. And I will put a picture at the end of this video as well. I can say his siblings loved and adored him. When he walks in a room and even if they seen him a couple hours before, they would immediately go to him and hug him. One memory that I have, because if you don't know, we have been friends for many years. This goes way back. And I remember when it was his birthday. I can't remember what year, but I remember he liked those Oreo ice cream cakes.
And we still get one every year.
I remember that. And I wanted to tell you, after that birthday, my son, my oldest son, Reginald, that's what he likes. So every time that he gets that Oreo cake, I think about Calvin. It's a lot of things that make me think about him. I don't know if I ever shared that with you.
No, you haven't, but that's good.
Because
I love the happy thoughts. You know, he walked around here missing for 4 days, and the way he carried himself, you wouldn't have ever known.
No.
So people didn't know what we were going through, didn't know we were looking for him. And when he drowned, they were devastated because they actually had conversations with him and was standing up with him and didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. I remember being there with you looking, yeah. Definitely miss him. And his smile is the thing that just keeps you smiling. Now, how are Asia and little Nate coping with this stuff?
They actually, as they got older, they're dealing with it so much better.
Okay.
We recently had some stress in our life that caused some emotions to come up, and it brought some feelings out about it. But after that, now it's smooth sailing. Because we have so much peace and so much calm in our life now that, you know, new people in your life bring that. So, yeah.
Have you ever heard the saying, it gets better with time?
I have.
How do you feel about that?
It does not. You deal with it better. You will always have that pain. You will never lose that feeling, that hurt, but you learn to handle it better as you go along. Because that same person that left, because God took them, because I don't believe that anybody does anything on this earth without God moving in it, is happy. the way the world is now, you wouldn't want that person to be here dealing with what we're dealing with now. They got the prize. They're where they need to be. Yeah. And I know I'll see my son again. So.
Of course. For me personally, when I lost my father, that saying used to bother me. It gets better with time. It doesn't get better from my perspective. You just learn to deal with it.
Yeah.
And keep going.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about family life. We talked about Calvin. Share about Asia and little Nate.
Well, Asia is about to become a staff sergeant in the Army. She's been in the military for 8 years. Nathan is a college kid. He's going for mass communication, which is why Michi's Motion is attached to Victoria's Photography as my videographer. So they're doing very good, very successful, very happy.
Very proud.
Very proud of them.
Very proud.
I am very proud.
Asia is a mini you.
Well, they call us bookends.
All right, well, what about you? How's your love life?
I am very happy. I'm recently divorced and I have no hard feelings about it at all. I love that I had recently in my life is coming back into my life, and he has just made me feel the best I've ever felt in my life. He loves my kids love him, and we're doing our thing.
All right. Y'all heard it from her.
Yeah, I wish the best to everybody that was involved in this situation, everybody's doing their thing and we're happy.
Right. How was it going from the married life to single life?
It was interesting at first. My kids thought I was going to get played because, you got to think. I got married in 1998.
Wow.
So that's a long time ago. The world was different. Now these guys are just ridiculous. So they were kind of happy that I found someone that, I'm a long-term kind of person. I'm not one of those fly-by-night kind of people. So.
Okay. All right. I'm speaking of divorce, because you mentioned you were divorced. How has it been that you've been married for so many years to go into single?
Devastating at first. I was traumatized because I fought for my marriage at first. But you got to remember, when you pray and ask God to remove people out of your life, or remove things out of your life that are not for you, you got to be prepared for those things to happen. And not all times we know it's the person that you're laying right next to. Like I said, there's no hard feelings. I believe God moves in a way to make everyone happy in their life. And I wish the best for everybody, because I am happy and I'm loving my life.
Okay.
And I'm going to until I take my last breath.
All right now. All right, we're going to have a little fun. You don't mind having a little fun, do you?
It's fine.
All right, we're going to play a game called This or That. The first one, this or that. Cuddle up in front of a fireplace or light a fire in your bed?
Light a fire in my bed.
Okay. More role play or more foreplay?
Role play.
Okay. Would you rather be your partner's first love or last?
Last love.
Okay. Lights on or lights off?
It doesn't matter.
What does that say? All right. Android or iPhone?
Apple, baby.
Android.
No.
Physical work or mental work?
Physical work.
Okay. Calls or texts?
Text. Text, because if someone sends you a text and it just makes your heart warm, you can go back and read that text as many times as you want. A phone call, you can remember the conversation, but when you actually see the text, it's there.
Okay. That's a good one. Yeah, I agree. I'm a text person too.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather have breakfast or dinner, and why?
That depends. A good breakfast will set you right for the day, but a good dinner will set you right for the night. So it just all depends.
Depends.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Short, passionate romance or peaceful, long-term relationship, and why?
Peaceful, long-term relationship. Because once you've made up your mind you want to be with somebody and they make your heart smile, that's how you want to end your life, with somebody who's making your heart smile.
I hear that. I hear that. Love. Speaking of love, love It's not just a word, it's an action.
It's an action.
How do you feel about that?
It's true. There are little things that people can do that'll show your love, show you that they love you, that you never would have thought of. There are other things that people think show you love, and it's not.
Right.
Money and material things is not love. That is not love. That is putting on for the world.
Right.
There's a saying I used to say, and I guess, I don't know, I used to say cardboard box or palace, because when my heart is with you, no matter where you are, my heart is with you. So that doesn't matter. So sometimes you get caught up in the way the world thinks you're supposed to be, or the status you're supposed to be at a certain time in your life. You don't know what God got for you. So if you get caught up on that, it'll make you do things that you just that you would never do.
Right. But just because they giving you a purse doesn't mean they love you. That means that they thinking about you and they got you give something you like, but it doesn't mean they love you.
And you don't have to remind them that they got it for you.
Right.
That's when it's not genuine.
Right.
Anymore. That's when it's, well, I did this. No.
Right.
It was never genuine.
Right. Loyalty or respect?
That's a hard one because you need both. You can't have one without the other.
They go
You can't respect someone without loyalty. You can't be loyal without respect.
I like that. Perfect answer. Regrets or no regrets?
I have no regrets for anything I've ever done in my life because I know God led me to it.
Okay. Y'all heard it. All right. And now it's time for Talk for 30 conversations. Let's get to know her a little bit more personal. What is the goal for you and your business in the next 2 years?
I would like to have my business operating where I don't have to work unless I want to.
Okay.
That I'd be an overseer and have other people doing what I love to do, and they have the same talents.
Okay.
Or and their own talent on the same level.
That's a great goal. That is a goal of mine as well, which brings up another topic. In order for you to make it to that level, you got to set some goals, some steps. I call them steps. And for you to sit back, that means you got to build a team. How important do you think it is to have a team?
Very important. Once you have someone supporting you and they see your passion and they're willing to help you with that drive and push you, there's nothing you can't do.
Right. Do you think it's hard to find that team?
Yes.
I agree.
There are some people that are in it for the long haul that can be there and do that, and then there's some people that give up on you.
Right.
And the ones that give up on you are the ones that they don't have their own standards and own goals set for their life.
Do you believe in 50-50 or 80-20 in a relationship?
50-50.
Why do you say that?
There's nothing wrong with a woman doing for a man. I did it for years. There's nothing wrong. And I didn't look for anything in return. But there's nothing wrong with receiving from a man too.
That's right.
So it should be a give and take kind of thing. When I got, you got. When he got, you know what I'm saying? It should be balanced.
I agree. Did you practice for this interview?
No.
Because these questions, these answers are flawless.
I had a long relationship at one point that was very full of love. And whatever happened, I don't know if the loss of our son or what, it changed. So how that happens, it happens.
Okay. What is the difference between loving someone and being in love with someone?
There's a huge difference, because when you love someone, it doesn't matter their flaws. You help them with their flaws. When you're in love with someone, you're in love with what they can do for you. That's not important.
Build each other.
You build each other up.
What's your favorite meal?
Mexican. Anything Mexican. Every day Mexican.
Really? We've known each other for so long and I didn't know that.
Oh girl, you give me some Mexican, I'm good to go. And a good Corona with some grenadine and I'm all right.
Okay. Okay. All right. This is a good one. What is your love language?
Communication.
That's one for me.
And touch.
Another one. Do you like gentle touches? Aggressive touches?
Some of both.
A mixture.
Yeah, it just depends on the mood.
Ooh, y'all hear that? It depends on the mood. I agree.
Oh, if you walk by me, put your hand on me. I don't care. Touch me. You can pat me on the bottom. That's a sign of affection.
Physical affection.
And that's anywhere. You're not, you don't have to be raunchy all the time, but just touch me. That shows me you love me.
It's a sign of affection. If a book was written about Vicky and your life today, What would be the title of that book?
South Carolina girl that's friends with everybody.
What does that mean? Share with our viewers.
I don't meet a stranger.
Okay.
I give you what you give me. So if you bring me a smile and compassion and a good conversation, I'm gonna give that back to you. If you bring me aggression and anger, I'm gonna give that back to you too. So I speak my mind, and I try to be polite to everyone who's polite to me.
Okay. And I can vouch for that. It is correct. I used to be the quiet one, sit back until I had to, and she would just say something. But I noticed something changed about you.
Yeah.
You want to speak on that?
There's a lot of peace in my life now.
Okay.
You know, when normal chaos changes to peace, you can't help but be peaceful.
Well, just go with it.
I have a good man in my life, and he makes my heart sing. So that's all I can say.
And isn't having peace a great feeling?
It is. It's better than anything you could ever get.
What's one detail about you that most people would never believe or know?
That I am deathly scared of spiders.
Oh, me
Yes.
too. Me too.
I guess you could call it arachnophobia, but I'm scared of spiders.
Me too. A funny story about that. My son is afraid of spiders. He's 22. He's afraid of spiders, but will pick up a garden snake in the yard like it's nothing.
No.
I don't understand how he's not afraid of a snake, but he's afraid of a spider.
I'm actually not. If I can see the snake, I'm not scared of it.
Would you
but-
pick one up?
Yeah, I would. But a
it's the same
spider,
way.
if a spider gets somewhere and I can't see it, everything coming off, hair
That's-
getting washed.
that's him.
It's
him.
almost say put a bomb in the room, blow the broom up until I find it.
That's him too. What do people misunderstand or misunderstood about you?
My facial expressions. My face talks before my mouth does.
Yeah.
So sometimes people will think I'm aggressive or mean when I'm just being quiet and
Okay.
I have no expression.
Talk for 30 is always about inspiring others, motivating others, and networking. From my experience, and I want you to elaborate on this, do you feel that most small businesses support other small businesses?
Some of them do, but you have some that have that barrier up thinking that it's going to take money out of their pocket. I try to as much as I can. Anybody that I know that's got something going on, I'll support, or I'll if they have a fundraiser or anything that they got going on, I'll purchase something. I try to do that because I know when I was there, when nobody knew who we were as photographers, and then now I'm known for what I've done in the years, that it's been beneficial. So
All right.
I understand.
Have you set goals to get you to that next level?
Yes, I have. We have a lot of plans in the works. I'm not going to speak on them, but
That's
we have
fine.
a lot of plans in the works.
Y'all get ready. Get ready. Victoria's Photography is
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
Can we expect that change 2023?
Maybe 2024.
Okay, 2024.
Putting some time
That's good
on it.
timing. That's right. Take your time. I hope you guys are enjoying this show. Victoria's Photography is also the brand that created the shirts for Talk for 30. So I would like to share those with you.
The shirts are 100% polyester. That is sublimation for the details on the shirts. The ink is pressed into the fabric so it will not fade. They're very comfortable.
And what I love about the shirts is you get to order a customized shirt with your personal logo, such as Victoria's Photography. She puts your personal logo on each shirt, okay? So that's the great thing about that. And I love the shirts, by the way. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you guys for viewing. I want to especially thank my team that helped me get all of this done today. Victoria's Photography for the pictures, of course the shirts. You want to share the name of your...
It's Mona's Custom Design. We are on Facebook and Instagram.
And we will put her information in the link below. But I want to thank Lisa, Kayla, Reggie, Victoria, of course, and Kendra. I hope that this episode provided you guys with some beneficial information that will help you apply your skills and turn those dreams into your reality. Remember, if you have a dream, only you can make it your reality. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace. Let's talk for 30.
Let's talk for 30. Where you at on your journey? Tell me what you learning. What's your line of business? How you make your earnings? Do you give back to your city or educate the ones that listen? Time to show them how to get it. Give the people what they missing. Let's talk for 30. Let's talk for 30. Let's talk for 30. Let's talk for 30. What's your line of business? How you make your earnings? Let's talk for 30.